Good morning and welcome to KidNuz. I'm Tori. Today is Monday, February 14th, Valentine's Day 2022. And we begin with two big stories from the world of sports. Early this morning, after a 6-hour hearing, the International Court of Arbitration for Sport issued a blockbuster ruling that clears the way for 15-year-old Russian skating sensation Kamila Valieva to compete in the women's short and long programs, even though she tested positive for a banned heart medication back in December. The three-judge panel said pulling Kamila from the Olympics in the middle would cause her irreparable harm, and that because she is a minor, she is considered protected and deserves a lesser punishment. The decision sent a shockwave through the sporting community. The International Olympic Committee issued a statement saying it was disappointed that allowing Kamila to skate sends the wrong message. The teen's next event is tomorrow, and she is the overwhelming favorite to win. Here in the States, it was a nail-biting finish to Super Bowl 56. The big game was nip and tuck from the get-go, but just when it looked like the underdog Bengals might get a storybook finish to their season, Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford drove down the field with 2 minutes left to win the game 23-20. Despite the loss, school kids in Cincinnati have the day off to celebrate their hometown team reaching football's biggest game for the first time in 34 years. LA, on the other hand, will get the Lombardi Trophy, Super Bowl rings, a parade, and just as important, the NFL Man of the Year. Offensive tackle Andrew Whitworth, known as a big man with a big heart, won the award for his outstanding community service activities off the field, as well as excellence on it. A sixth grader from Washington, D.C. has officially thrown her hat in the ring for the upcoming Supreme Court vacancy. 11-year-old Maddi Morgan sent President Biden a letter pitching herself as a great candidate and someone who could give kids a voice in this country. She told CBS News, "There aren't a lot of requirements to be part of the Supreme Court. You just have to be appointed by the president. So I thought, why not? And I just shot my shot." The White House confirms it got the letter, but said it cannot comment on its vetting process. What's Maddi's backup plan? Space. She says if she doesn't make it as a justice, she's always wanted to be an astrophysicist. In today's KidNuz notes, your younger brothers and sisters will have to wait a little longer for their COVID shots. Pfizer and BioNTech now say they need more data on a third dose for those under age 5 before asking the FDA to authorize their vaccine. Early April is the new target. The James Webb Telescope has taken its first selfie. The image is blurry, but it's also exactly what NASA expected at this point in the process. Over the next few months, scientists will carefully align the 18 hexagonal segments that make up Webb's huge main mirror to gather the reflection of stars into a single beam. The first crystal-clear science images are expected in June. And a speed skater who wasn't even supposed to be in Beijing just made history. World champion Erin Jackson slipped during trials and was on the cusp of missing the Olympic cut when her teammate Brittany Bowe, who had already qualified in other events, gave up her spot to make sure that Erin could skate for the U.S. in the 500. It paid off. Over the weekend, Erin not only skated, she dominated, and in doing so, became the first Black woman ever to win gold in an Olympic speed skating event. Not everyone can say they've received a presidential escort, but an 11-year-old girl bullied for having Down syndrome has the pictures to prove it. This happened in North Macedonia, a country in Europe right above Greece. Word of how fellow students were treating Embla Ademi reached President Stivo Pendarovsky, who decided to take matters into his own hands. He met with Embla and her family to talk about the social and learning challenges she faces every day and encourage them to keep fighting to protect her rights in the classroom. Then, to show his solidarity and ward off further bullying, he personally walked Embla to campus last Monday. He said he wanted to set an example of how people should be treated, even if they're different. That's it for KidNuz. Now, our KidNuz quiz. Who won the Super Bowl? The LA Rams, 23-20. In what European country did the president walk an 11-year-old with Down syndrome to school? Macedonia. What just took its first selfie? the James Webb Telescope. A sixth grader from Washington, D.C. wrote to President Biden asking to be considered for what position? Supreme Court Justice. In today's KidNuz Kicker, why smell like sugar, spice, and everything nice when you could walk around with a hint of hot, crispy French fries? That seems to be the lure of Frites by Idaho's new limited edition perfume. The Idaho Potato Commission started selling the Spud-inspired scent online for $1.89, the same price as an order of fries. Unfortunately for many fry fans, the distilled potato and essential oil concoction is, at least for now, already sold out. Before we go, we want to say a big KidNuz hello to our teachers and their classrooms, starting with Mrs. Watred at Jacksonville Middle School in Jacksonville, Illinois. Ms. Ledbetter at Blakely Elementary on Bainbridge Island, Washington. Miss Yates and her social studies class at Pizitz Middle School in Vestavia Hills, Alabama. And to California for Mrs. Chero at Mint Canyon Community School in Canyon Country and Miss Austin at Oak Knoll Elementary in Menlo Park. Thanks for listening. In honor of Valentine's Day, please consider giving KidNuz some love by rating and reviewing us wherever you get your podcasts. I'll see you back here for more kid-friendly news tomorrow morning.